Good morning, welcome to this new video. As I mentioned in the last video, I was planning to do a bike fit with Jurian in Rotterdam. He shares his office with Parallel, bike shop that I always used to go to. But turns out Jurian also lives in Tilburg. So I invited him to do the bike fit not in his office in Rotterdam, but to do it here in my new bike room. Gives me a chance to show off the bike room to you guys and makes it easier because we don't have to travel all that way. What he said is that all he needs is my bike on a trainer, a laser guide light that I bought for the renovation of the house, and that's pretty much it. So I've installed my Atlas on the trainer, put the aero bars on here for the ultra races, and I guess that's it. I got a couple of really specific questions for him, which is how I can make sure that on all the bikes with the two different pedal types, this one and the regular SPD mountain bike pedals, how I can make sure that the fit is similar on both of those, because my right knee has been hurting a little bit, so hopefully he can figure out why that's happening and what we can do about it. And other than that, my goal is to find a position that I can ride in for 5 days straight, 20 hours a day, so we can go on any adventure without any issues with my back, arms, shoulders, whatever. So that's the goal of today. Maybe he even has some more points that he can help me out with that I haven't thought about myself. Just gonna wait for him to arrive and then let's see what he has to say. Right. We're gonna get started. This is Jurian. Hey Jurian.
Hi.
All the viewers, Jurian. I told him what my goal of the bike fit is. And the first thing he wants to do is check if the position of the bike on the trainer is the same one as the position, the angle of the saddle and the whole bike on the regular wheel that I'm gonna use. So I'm gonna take the bike off the trainer again and put it on the wheel. 2 degrees difference?
2 degrees, yeah.
Worth taking note of.
Yeah.
Back on the trainer?
Back on the trainer, yeah. But what we can try is to change with a different front wheel that's lower in the tire, so we get the same angle on the saddle.
Ah.
Yeah, because when we have this, your complete position is turned backwards now.
Yeah.
So also your tension on your muscles on your back and on your
is completely different.
different. So or we can deflate the
front tire.
the front tire, or we can rise up the trainer.
Maybe deflating is easier actually.
Yeah. That's the same.
Problem solved?
Problem solved.
Should I change it to my bike kit?
Yeah. And when you have your shoes, I can take a look at them.
Yeah. Maybe interesting to note that I always hit the crank.
Yeah. So why I always ask for the shoes, and I just look at wears.
Exactly.
So where do you have your corrections?
Wear and tear. Yeah. Maybe also good to mention that lately I've been feeling a bit of pain in my right knee and it feels a little bit wobbly on the bike.
Yeah.
But I don't know if the pain is caused by this bike, by the mountain bike, by the road bike, fixed gear bike. No idea.
No, it comes and goes. And
exactly. More in general, and also during the day. It's not necessarily only when I'm riding.
It's triggered by the bike.
I think so, because I don't know anything else that I do that I use my knee for this intensively.
Okay, now we can take a look for.
Yeah.
I take a look at your shoes. What you also mentioned is you touch the crank on the right foot, the inner side. But also what I see is your cleats are very forwards.
Yeah.
So I want to check that first.
Okay.
Because very forward, it means a lot of pressure on the front foot.
Yeah.
And what you see on the insoles is that you have a lot of pressure.
Yeah, they're relatively new, the shoes and the insoles, but
you see a lot of pressure on the only on the toes. And when you're biking and you're only pressing on the forefoot, it's like you're standing a half hour in this position. Yeah. It costs
a lot of energy.
So we can just
look into that
for a more relaxed and comfortable position. To set the cleats more in backwards position.
Yeah, makes sense.
Alright, okay. I was search for the widest point on your feet. Yep, you can take them out.
Okay.
We have these points, and when I get line from the one to the other point, You see?
That's supposed to be the center of the
center of the cleat. So very far forward.
Way too much forward.
Yeah. You see also when I put the shoes on the same position, you look at this one. You see it's not in the same place.
Yeah.
There is no one has the same feet. So
it could be okay that they are in not the same spot.
It has to be also, but because 95% of the people have a difference of a few millimeters in their feet. So this is normal. When your cleats are in the same position, left and right, you know for sure that one is not good.
It's only 5% of people who that works with.
Yeah.
Wondering if on my road shoe I also have them all the way forward. You see? Yeah.
I put a little bit more outwards.
Yeah.
And I turn it a little bit.
Yeah.
What I just see when you're standing here is that your right foot is always also with
more of an angle
than the left foot.
Oh, yeah.
So I put that angle in the shoe,
and
I put the cleat a little bit out of the line in the middle of the shoe.
Okay. It's weird to clip in.
You search where is the cleat?
Exactly.
And how does it feel pressure on your foot?
Different. Normally it feels like I'm standing on my toes all the time, and that's what I'm used to. So this feels more like I'm riding my city bike.
Yeah.
This is where my foot goes if it's not pressured by a clipless pedal.
Yeah. That's just what we're searching for, because when you have more contact on your foot on the whole shoe, so you can use
the entire
shoe.
foot. Yeah.
And
it makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Okay, we just going to check your saddle height. I don't have any tools with me, so we just do it by stability on the saddle.
Yeah.
So what we want to have is as much stability in the saddle as we can find. When you're losing your stability, your belt is, we call it rocking. So going from left to right side. That's when you're too high, but also when you're too low. So we're going to play a little bit with the saddle height. Every step we do is 3 millimeters. And we're going to search, okay, how does it feel? And how stable is it?
Exactly.
What I want to hear from you is, okay, how does it feel? What I don't want to hear is, okay, it feels like it's too high or it's too low. Because I know if I put it higher or lower, so that's my issue.
Yeah, right now, for example, it feels like a muscle here is pulling.
So that's one thing I want. It's different feeling in muscles. The second thing you can feel is the pressure. Pressure on your saddle, pressure on your pedals, pressure on your handlebar. The third thing you can feel is the way you're pedaling around. Is your pedal stroke getting longer or shorter, or it's more easy, or you can get on an earlier point more power in your pedals. So just the feeling, how does it feel?
Exactly. Muscles, pressure points, pedal stroke. Good. And it's also, I'm sitting on a different point on the saddle, that's what I feel. Feels like I'm more forward position, so it feels like I'm sprinting. With the pedal stroke.
It's longer, so it's more deeper.
Less up here. More down there.
More down there. What you also can do is to shorten up your crank.
Yeah, something that I've done on the fixed gear bike, because it's 165. Like I was noticing this week that I felt like I had a lot of power on that bike. This one is already shorter than my road bike, because this is 170 instead of 172.5, which is standard for all road bikes for everyone. I think the shorter, the better I feel in general. Because I have short legs.
And the shorter crank, how more stability on the saddle in most cases will be.
Because you don't have the knee going down and up that much.
That's also what we see here. this is too low, we know it's getting too high, but it's also when you're getting too high, you get overstretched with your leg, so then you also turn up your pelvis, and when you're getting too low also, because it's pushed by the other side.
It's the knee is up too much.
So that's what I search for just the most stability on the saddle. Okay.
And then, do you recommend people often to change their crank length?
The crank length is not involved by how tall you are.
That's what I assumed.
Yeah, that's what I assumed. But when you're taller, your issue is not as big as when you are small.
Yeah. It's more maybe how flexible your pelvis is.
Yeah, with your pelvis and your hip flexibility, that will,
that's right.
any position you want to sit in.
Yeah.
Because this bike you're sitting more aero, but also your pelvis is turning more, so your hip is more closing.
Yeah.
So when you're showing up the crank, you get more freedom, you get more stability on the saddle. And there are a lot of different things,
variables,
that involve the crank length. And I've got 5 bikes. I've got in 5 bikes I've got 4 different crank lengths. So it's not when you have one crank length that's the ideal. It's the type of bike you want to ride. So also what you do, that's also fitting a crank length with it.
Exactly. Yeah.
But when your crank is in different length, you also have to think about that your saddle height is changed.
Exactly.
Because when you have 5 meters short crank, you have to get your saddle 5 meters high.
Probably. Yeah.
How does it feel?
Wobbly.
Wobbly. Yeah. See this knee, again from the middle of the angle in the middle of the cleat. You see the knee is getting right over in this line. When I get this one,
all over the place.
What's happening is when you're pedaling down, the knee is in line. When you're going up,
it's
going in
a lot. This is like 3 centimeters. I noticed it when I was filming my legs recently. I saw that the knee was doing this all the time.
I need to do physical research for this because it can be 2 different things. It can be the hip muscles around the hip, or too much tension on, or it is the foot stability in the shoe. Foot stability, we can take a quick look at it. How much different are your foot, and do you need more stability, or do you an angle in your shoe or something else? The hip stability, we need a physical table for just doing testing and things. You said, okay, I feel my knee a little bit. I think there is.
This is why.
This is why. It's not stable. How does it feel this? What are we doing now?
Can you go back? When you do it like that, it feels a little bit more stable if you don't push that far.
What I do is just set your pelvis straight.
Because it is crooked.
It's pushed. What I also want to check now.
Because it feels different to the knee.
I can see it, but.
I can see it now. I think it's tracking maybe 1 centimeter.
Now it's gone.
3.
I think it's a physical problem. Within your pelvis or your hip. And my advice is just search a good physical therapist. Is to look at it, what the problem is.
Because my pelvis is angled.
It angles to the
left. I need to try to angle it straight.
And the physical therapist can just get it right.
It's interesting to see the difference instantly on the knee. By turning my.
Your pelvis.
Can I also just put my saddle? Turn it.
It's one rule: never make a bike as a straight saddle.
Don't make the bike as asymmetrical as you are.
Okay, let's go to handlebar.
Okay. I have 4 stems. What did I have on it?
8 centimeters. This one is 11. I think when I just see you sitting on the bike, you need 2 centimeter longer stand.
So I would need a 10 centimeter one.
Yeah. I think we're getting, when you put 10 centimeters on it, your handlebar is getting more in front of your forehead. So on more difficult tracks and technical stuff, you have less control on the bike.
Yeah.
On straight,
it's a trade-off.
Yeah.
Again. Yeah.
Yeah. On straight points and just going roads, it's no problem. But when you have more corners and technical stuff, then your control is.
Maybe that's why they have a shorter stem on here, standard, because you have more control.
Yeah. But when you're doing 200 k's a day,
it's mostly straight.
And you need the length, because when you're doing on short, your tension on your shoulders is getting really high.
Yeah.
So you have to choose between something. When you're doing only short rides, you can often choose for the shorter one.
Go for more control.
More control. And when you do more long rides, you can go for a longer one, so you have more comfort. Does it feel? We don't change very much.
No.
Just little changes.
Feels relaxed. I feel that I'm pulling it a little bit to put power on the pedals.
Yeah. Just in this position?
Yeah.
When you're on the hood?
Not at all. No.
This is also why this is just a change in position. Because you get all the pressure on your muscles on your legs.
Yeah. This is still the main position.
Yeah.
This only for a break. To eat. Okay.
Yeah. Questions?
Not really, I think. Still do have the question about my other shoes. How the position of my cleat on that compares to this one. Yeah.
And you cannot compare one shoe to the other.
No. Okay.
Finished, I think.
Okay, that's it then.
Yeah. What's the most difference we do?
I think that I learned the most about the handlebars. That's where I was most surprised.
Yeah.
And this just feels like it's now in a position where it should always have been. And I'm shocked by the right leg.
Yeah.
I should have never given him the label.
Yeah.
I think I have nightmares about it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it feels like,
We try to fix it as soon as possible. So that's
exactly.
Yeah.
He has a recommendation for a physical therapist that I can go to, so that's good. Yeah.
Cool. Great.
Thanks. I'm gonna measure it up. You mentioned you were inventing a tool.
Yeah.
To measure the bike.
Because I asked you how do you
measure it normally,
set up your saddle. You said okay, I put it from the middle of the crank and getting in line to the saddle.
Yeah.
This saddle you have no setback. Some saddles you have setback. So you want to have one spot you get your saddle on good height. And with the tool, you just slide to that point, it gets straight, and you have one point you can measure it on.
Yeah, so for any saddle,
or the saddle is more V or T for longer or shorter, you have the same
always
height.
Fits on this.
And the tool has one length, and when you have that length and you measure from that length to your handlebar, you also have the same distance from, because when you have a saddle with a longer point,
And you mentioned you're working on an online bike fitting.
One more program of people where I want to tell them my philosophy. Okay, how do you get in your own steps to your almost perfect position? So okay, what's happening
as we did
body,
today? You're not looking at me and saying, okay, your knee should be doing this or this or your back. It's what I say is most comfortable.
What you feel about it, and I know I have the knowledge, so I help you with the good position. So that's what I want to do with the online program also. I want to help you with that steps, and I'm convinced that when you follow the program, you get 95% of the good fit by yourself. And for the last 5%, or you have injury that you have to go to a bike fitter to fix that.
If you have a knee like mine, you have to go to a bike fitter. But when do you think it will be done?
End of the year.
Okay.
It will be online.
Cool. Looking forward to testing it out for another bike maybe.
I need some testing things. So
I will be a tester.
Okay, great.
Gladly.
Great. Right.
Thanks,
Okay.
and see you in the next video. See you when the program is done.
Yeah, we do. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Ciao.
Okay, bye.
It's also a good trick.
Yeah, this trick is every table or
Yeah.
cabinet it has a equal corner. So when you're putting this one inside, you can get it more in, more outside, so you can see how much angle you have on the shop.